Myself, I'm U Saraswati studying MTech first year in IRA Institute of Technology. Today's my TED Talk topic is about pre-pruning and post-pruning approach in classification. Introduction to pruning in classification. Pruning is a technique used to reduce the size of the classification trees. This pruning technique is mainly used in decision making algorithms. It helps improve the model's generalization by preventing overfitting. Both pre-pruning and post-pruning approach aims to enhance model in order to increase the model's performance. Understanding about the pre-pruning approach. Prepruning involves stopping the growth of the decision tree at the earliest stage before fully constructing of a tree. The decision is to stop growing the tree is based on the predefined conditions such as minimum number of samples in a leaf. This approach aims to simplify the model by avoiding the unnecessary complexity from the start. It is it is mainly used to avoid some complexities that arises when we are constructing the tree. Pre-pruning stops the tree from growing once a certain condition is reached during the construction process. Some of the advantages of pre-pruning approach are it reduces the risk of overfitting by limiting the depth and size of the tree. Overfitting it stops the size of the tree after completing the overall construction. Pre-pruning can lead to faster training times since fewer nodes are evaluated. The model is often simpler and easier to interpret, making it user friendly. Some of the disadvantages of pre-pruning approach are important patterns in the data may be used due to earlier stopping. Mainly the pre-pruning approach is constructs the tree. It stops the construction of the tree at the earliest stage only. By doing this process, some of the data is misused because of we are stopping the tree at earliest stage. The predefined criteria for stopping can sometimes be too strict or lenient. Fine-tuning the pre-pruning parameters can be challenging and may require some knowledge. Understanding about the post-pruning approach. Post-pruning involves first creating a fully grown tree and then removing the nodes that do not provide significant predictive power. After fully construction of the tree, some of the nodes are removed at the end of the tree. This method assesses the performance of the tree on validation data to determine which parts to prune. Most pruning aims to balance the model complexity with accuracy by retaining only the most informative nodes. Post-pruning involves building a fully tree first and then removing the unwanted nodes at the end of the tree to provide significant improvement on validation of a data. Some advantages of post-pruning approach. Mainly, it allows more exploration of a data before deciding what to prune. The approach can be give predictive performance and by retaining useful splits. This approach helps to identify the relevant features interactions in the data. Disadvantages of post-pruning approach. Training time be Training time can be longer since entire tree must be constructed before pruning. The time for constructing the tree takes more time because we have to prune the data after the fully completion of a tree. It may lead to increase the complexity, making the tree harder to interpret. Overfitting can still occur if the pruning process is not carefully done. Comparison between pre-pruning and post-pruning approach. Pre-pruning stops tree at earlier stage, whereas post-pruning evaluates a complete tree first. Each approach has trade-offs in terms of complexity, interpretability, and performance. Where the choice whether to choose a pre-pruning or post-pruning based on the specific data and the problem that we are going to solve. Coming to practical consideration, selecting the right pruning method requires understanding of data and its characteristics. Cross-validation can be utilized to assess the performance of different pruning techniques. Consider computational resources and the need for interpretability when choosing a method. Some of the features related to pre-pruning and post-pruning approach are when we have to apply pre-pruning, the tree growth after the full is grown. Risk. It is in pre-pruning underfitting, whereas in post-pruning it is overfitting. Common uses. Whereas pre-pruning is simpler model, it is more accurate model. Finally, the conclusion of pre-pruning and post-pruning approach are both approaches are valuable techniques in classification tasks. The effective of each approach can vary based on the context and the dataset properties. Ultimately, the goal is to create some models generalization well to unseen data. Thank you.